Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fun eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beauty, beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you're my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beauty, beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'm gonna go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look. Beautiful. I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause.
girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl. Psych. Ooh,
It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, oh, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling night, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
What's going on? Welcome back. What's going on? Chia, I see you. Who else is here? I see Rebecca. Hold on 1 second. I'm coming to the chat in a second. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Welcome everybody. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Chia. Working out. That's what's up. I like it. Working out. Okay, good. We got some content to cover tonight. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Today's what, Tuesday? Okay, so on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I basically try to cover at least about 3 or 4 stories. So we got some grounds that we need to cover today, so it's perfectly fine if you're listening to the background. But I might ask you your opinion here and there, so please lend me a hand when I do ask for it. But as you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Post Studios. On this platform and a proceed, we'll basically talk about relationships, self-power, social and emotional intelligence. And we also talk about seduction and attraction. And of course, we still talk about love. I know many of you are afraid of love, so you're looking for every way to discount it. You start with things like, love is not enough. I was like, oh my show, I'm sorry. I know how you feel. But no, love is the greatest still. This is precisely why the struggle with the word itself, you know. What we did here. Let's talk about it today. Today we're talking about Steve Harvey. Yes, we're talking about Steve Harvey. We're also going to talk a little bit about Yanla Vazant and Ebony K. We're going to finish that story, that crazy story with Simi and Nimi today. And I think there may be one more stories that we're going to cover today. By the way, go ahead and download the book for free. And you can book a coaching session from loveandprestige.com. Make sure you join the notification gang, okay, on WhatsApp by going to this link, lolanola.com/WhatsApp, or you can simply add me to the group, okay, or say something, anything, you know, send it to this WhatsApp text only, okay. All right, but that's what we have. Really quickly, I wanted to do some housekeeping rule. What's going on, Mandra? Good to see you, Mandra. Good to see you, bro. Great. So we're going to talk about this Steve Harvey stuff. Yes. We're going to talk about this Steve Harvey stuff. But before we get into that, I want to play a little bit of a clip. Okay. As usual, you know, the internet land, they are overreacting. Okay, they don't think anything true. They only think with their fear, and then they spew it out before they even think about it, you know. But my job, I've taken upon myself to chill and just, you know, see where they're also coming from. Oftentimes it's the same things, but you know, I'll keep reminding all of us that it's really not that deep. In Yoruba land, when it's Yoruba sonu, owelafinwa. Okay, what that translates to, loose translation, is that when a word is lost, we use proverbs to find it. Okay, There are some things that we use in our languages, in our day-to-day talk, daily languages, not dictionary talk. Dictionary is lame, okay? Dictionary is useful for what it's used for, as a guide. But to just think dictionary is the end or be all when we're human beings and we talk like this, it's just lame, okay? If anything, it's lame, okay? But yeah, oftentimes I do have to go into the dictionary too. But dictionary is not how you find meanings, okay? It's how you find definitions. There's a difference between definitions and actual meanings, okay? And when I say meaning, I'm talking about meaning in life meanings, okay? Not definitions, okay? But we're in a space in this time and age, you know, the title says, what do you bring to the table? What's wrong with today's dating world? So we're going to talk about all of that, okay? When I say dating world, it involves married people too, because if you're a married person, you're supposed to still be dating your partner, okay? If you don't want to end up in these streets getting triggered when single people shame you. Shout out to Lady Navoa. I was just over there with in the chat with Black Men Unfiltered, and single people are triggered all over the place. They can't stand it when married people start to talk, and I just laugh. But there's some married people that get triggered when they get checked by single people, and I don't blame them too. But the truth is that people are struggling with dating in all of the stages. Either we're talking about talking stage, dating stage, relationship stage, marriage stage, divorce stage, marriage stage, everyone, okay? A lot of people are struggling, and it's obvious, okay? It's obvious because I can tell in their rhetorics. And many people can tell. This is why they keep asking themselves, like, why are you so angry? Right? Who hurt you? Right? It's because people can read something. They can feel it. They can almost feel it like, hey, why are you? Who hurt you? Right? No, it's not because you're masculine. They can smell it, that something happened at some point. It's not because you're masculine. As a matter of fact, that's all cap. Skip that all cap. All right, so please hit that like button. Thank you so much. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Hey, Keeper, it's good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so let's talk about this today. We're going to talk about this Steve Harvey stuff. I think people are overreacting. Steve Harvey is a 65-year-old man. Unrealistic expectations at best. If you expect his life to be perfect, that's just lame, as usual. Okay, if you expect his life to be perfect, that's lame. Oh, no one is expecting him to be perfect. We're just saying, we're giving an opinion. Your opinion is given. Okay, he's telling us a lot, right? But let's talk about it. This is the clip that everybody's reacting to. I'm gonna play it right now.
With this generation today, these young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do you bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make
Shout
another
out to
you.
the Shade Room for this clip.
What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job. I mean, that's what's wrong with this generation today.
All right, so that's the clip that everybody is overreacting to. It's a long podcast. I listened to the whole thing, and it's just a man telling his life story. He was interviewed. There's a lot of gems in the interview that people of African descent, there's a lot of lessons you could take away from that outside of what you bring to the table. There's so much more lessons that you could take out of that, right? You see why? This is why I say this. I understand there's a lot of hurt going on. There's so much more you could take away from that video. Just a person telling his life story, a life story that's not perfect. And he never insinuated that his life was perfect. He never did. Okay, but he had one moment, maybe one of three other moments that he was like, what's wrong with those people? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with the dating scene today? What do you bring to the table? Now let's talk about what do you bring to the table. Okay, he never said unless you're lame. He never said women can't bring anything to the table. Dictionary meanings, yes. It probably almost sounded like that. You probably went into the dictionary looking for, hey, wait, women needs to bring something to the table, right? And there's the struggle with learning how to, the social awkwardness, lack of social skills everywhere. People can't read between the lines. Everything has to be stated in facts. 1 + 1 = 2. This is a problem. This is why you're having issues, because again, the power of that ends with you, right? It ends with you. You're dealing with other human beings. They have to kind of interpret you with their filters, with their emotions. And this is where communication is getting lost. What's the solution? You have to actively listen to where people are coming from, not necessarily their words. The words is good. I'm not saying words don't matter, but it has limitations, right? They say, what do you bring to the table? Do you know that you have to take care of it? There's nothing that you said that is completely wrong, right? But it's being interpreted as women don't need to bring anything to the table. If I told you on this platform that women don't need to bring anything to the table, you should be like, you don't even believe that, right? That doesn't make any sense on the surface, yes, if he made that statement. But that's not what he said. Let me play what he said again. Let me play it really quickly. All right.
This generation today, these young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do you bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you.
All right, so it is a fact that women create, men build, right? That's just also semantics. We can also argue that within the space of semantics. But if you say, what did he say after he said, what do you bring to the table? What did he say after that? Do you remember what he said after that? And I teach us this. I basically remind you of this here all the time. Say, instead of you being so fast to react, just ask, what do you mean? Let's listen to it again.
What do you bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job. I mean, that's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what does she bring to the table? The hell you mean?
The hell
man?
You mean? Okay, so the next question he asked after that is, what do you mean? Okay, yes, after that, he went into some extra rants and say, hey, what about you? What do your ass bring to the table, right? What he's talking about is the obsession. It's not talking about the actual what do you bring to the table. It's talking about the idea that young people today are obsessed, okay? There are women that will listen to this over the next 24 hours that will say, I don't mind, you could ask me. But I also know that it's not just the words, right? A person who is obsessed with what do you bring to the table, they're going to show up with that energy to a date. And you essentially, most likely, you're not going to sleep with them, okay? Okay, not sleep with them. You're not going to go on a second date with them. Because it's going to, that obsession is going to show up in so many other ways, right? Because they're more focused on what do you bring to the table, right? But what's wrong with that? Yeah, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Because I understand on the surface, it doesn't sound like anything is wrong with it. I get it, okay? Because, hey, I would like to know too, right? If I'm trying to do life with a person, I would like to know what kind of value they bring to my life. But in so many ways, it says I'm not sure of myself. I need to break it down. Wait, okay? It's saying I'm not sure of myself, right? It's saying that I'm literally going on a date with a person that I don't like. I'm considering this person, I might like them. I've got too much time in my hands. I already don't see that this person has any value to bring to my life. In fact, I need to ask them. I get it. No, you're not going to ask them. Okay, they always argue. No, there's nobody. It's nobody that's that dumb that will sit down at a dating table and ask. We know that. We're talking about your energy. Okay, we're talking about your energy. Okay, your energy will actually be much louder than your voice if you're obsessed with what you bring to the table. But I want to start a little bit before that. Do you even like the person you're taking out on a date? Do you even like the person you're going out on a date with? Right? Oh no, I want to be intentional. I want to know everything up front. You know, I want to be open to dating a bus driver. So when I get there, I'm not sure if I like them yet. At least it's okay if they ask me what my credit score is. What is my credit? What's your credit score? How much do you owe in school loans right now? Right? The only thing that's telling me is that you guys are going out on dates with people you don't like. There's a lot of scarcity mindsets going on, right? Oh yeah, but it's truly scarce out there. Well, that tells me a lot about you. It tells me a lot about you. Okay? It tells me a lot about the kind of circles you're spending your time around. If it's really that hard to go out on a date with someone you like, right? I'm not blaming you. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you that it doesn't fix the issue to go out on dates with people you don't like. That's all it's telling me. That's all it's telling me. I'm going to get to it. Let me first of all come back here and do some shout outs real quickly. The side kukuruku caption on the thumbnail with the lady in white. Oh. Is it adoption now? I beg. I'm not sure. Let me see. Papa is old school with African blood. See, HARVEY. Yeah, the guy is his third marriage. He married a woman who had history. Okay. They're not complaining. Everybody's talking about they got married like they got married yesterday. They've been married for about 16 years, I think, now. About 16 years, I think. Let me check. Let me make sure before, because somebody's going to go check the dictionary and say, "Man, proceed, you're wrong." Voila. But let me check. I think they've been married for 16 years. Let's see. 2007, yes. Okay. Have you noticed that anytime somebody have been married for a little while, people still just look for ways to drag it through the mud regardless, right? They've been married, they did a blended marriage. There's a lot of issues going on with his children because he did the blended marriage thing. There's a lot of issues. The older children, there's speculations that they don't really like the younger ones that came with Marjorie from her family. And is there any family that don't have dysfunction? I mean, I'm waiting. If you know any family that doesn't have your family doesn't have dysfunction at all. You've never disagreed with your sibling before. You've never gone 2 weeks straight and not talked to your sibling because you're literally keeping malice. Okay? This is overreaction at best all over. It's the same issue. Listen. I don't want to match Will Smith's issues with Steve Harvey. It's kind of like different thing altogether. But the point is that these families are not perfect, but they are keeping love alive. From all indications, they're staying together after years upon years upon years. But the people we are making mentors are people that have not been able to keep anything together. That's who are people's mentors today. And there's a struggle because every time we talk about these things, you're rushed into the room to get engaged in conversations about marriage, which means you actually want marriage. But then you're struggling to tell your face that you want marriage. You're like, no, I don't want that marriage. No, you're struggling. There's a big issue here. What do you bring to the table? Let me just first of all go ahead and answer the question. Everyone needs to bring something to the table. That's just fact of life. But that has nothing to do with this conversation. Okay? The disconnect is in your energies. If that person did not bring anything to the table, you probably wouldn't go out on a date with them. That's just a fact. Okay? The issue is that you don't trust yourself. You don't trust your own spirit of discernment. You don't trust that you'll be able to pick up if this person has nothing to offer. So what do? Let me spell it out in words. No, nobody is spelling it out in words. No, you are obsessed with what they bring to the table. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about the obsession. What about you? Why don't you focus on what you bring to the table? That's what he was saying. He never said anything about women don't need to bring anything. In fact, he went further to say everybody needs a man. Every woman needs a man. He went further to say every Every man needs a woman. Somebody now said, no, I don't need no woman. Like, again, you are overreacting like a lame. Everybody wants connection. It's a basic human need, okay? That's just what it is. Everybody, as a matter of fact, it's a need. Number 4. It's a need. Stop the cap. It's a freaking need.
Stop the cap.
Oh yeah, but you know, I could survive all by myself. Like, nobody asks you. It's lame. It's just lame talk. Of course you can survive by yourself. OJB. Of course you can. You better be able to survive by yourself, because I'm the same guy that will tell you need to bring 200% to the table, because sometimes your partner is too weak to carry the weight, and vice versa. That's the reality in life. Everybody needs somebody. It's a need, not just a want. Okay? The only thing you have in life is your relationships. That doesn't have to be your wife relationship, but at the basic level, that's literally what's going on in that conversation. So what he's trying to say is, why don't you focus on what you bring to the table? And first of all, as a man, he's talking to a man. As a man, you're supposed to be able to take care of her and a couple of other people. I say that here all the time. Oh no, that means to you that women are being exonerated and you can't wait to call that out. Just go check every video out there. Everybody is dragging Steve and women. They couldn't wait
to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family. That's our damn job. I mean, that's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do you bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the...
All right, granted, the argument wasn't strong enough, but he's not wrong. That's the way I see my lady. I see her as a blessing. I see her as, I don't even want to call her incubator. It sounds weird, because she's a whole human being. Like, she's much more than that. Anything I give to her, she multiplies, reciprocate. Right? So it's short-sightedness to think of women as, what do you bring to the table? And same thing, ladies. But ladies are not running around social media talking about what do you bring to the table. It's men that are doing this. Okay? There's a reason why you're engaging that person. You want them, starting with the emotional need. You want to connect. Right? So let's start with that. And then as far as what does she bring to the table, that's stuff you're supposed to figure out in conversations, in getting to know them. You're supposed to figure that out. The other day, somebody said, I need to know how much you're making. Like, no, like, damn it. Like, no. You're supposed to be able to pick all that up in long conversations with a person that you like. Not only just the salary, bonuses, all that stuff. She feels safe and secure. She'll tell you everything, even when she planned not to tell you everything. This is lame behavior everywhere. Okay? Oh, I actually left a comment here 4 days ago. I just realized. I said it's a struggle. A lot of them would die alone. That's what is going on. It's a big struggle. It's not about using the words. We know you already figured out you're not going to use the word on a date. What I'm telling you, you're obsessed. You're obsessed with the wrong things. You're obsessed. It's going to show in your energy regardless. You're focused on the wrong thing. People are going to lie to you. You're going to get finessed because you're focused on the wrong thing. The first thing you need to be focused on is self. Make sure you are adequate. Because when you're adequate, when you take care of self, there's certain things you're just not going to attract. You're not going to attract a deadbeat of a lady. Okay? She just won't, it's not sustainable. But no, let me make sure she bring, what does she bring to the table? Is she feminine? Is she, dude, you need that to be spelled out. You need to make that a topic every other day. I mean, for as long as you're making a topic, I'll make it a topic too. We're doing content creation here, right? But it's weird. I'm just letting you know. It's weird. The obsession is weird. Okay? Zimo said, we want soft life too, Steve. Yeah. Who mothered this weak man? I mean, I don't want to call men weak. I just think when it's space that's something needs to shift. Because yeah, I don't want to go with the weak man route. I think it's everyone. So what the hell? Right? Some braid here said, listen, I grew up with a single mother that made it her mission to tell me that I don't need a man for nothing. See, the dysfunction is everywhere. Look at that. That's a woman talking right now. Every chance she could, she wanted me to be as self-sufficient as possible, even in moments when I had and when I didn't. So can two things be true at the same time? Can I take care of myself, make sure I'm good, but also understand, also be completely aware that connection is a basic human need, right? Particularly romantic connection for majority of human beings, no matter how much they're barking on the internet. Right? Can we acknowledge that? Like, it doesn't have to be, it's a do or buy. No, that's not what I'm saying. But it does you no good to lie to yourself. Right? And I get it. Some of our parents were trying to make sure, like, you ladies go to school, make sure you can take care of yourself and all this kind of stuff. But I need you to realize that everything in life that we've taught has limitations to it. It gets to a point we push it too far, and then he has to correct. Right? Because fulfillment is nobody's mate. To have life fulfillment, to have a life of fulfillment it's an ongoing thing. It's a cycle, and it will shift to social construct from time to time. We need to be aware of that. They didn't do anything wrong. We're just trying to help you. But you too, as an adult now, you need to understand, like, hey, I would like to settle down. If you do want to settle down, I'm not talking about people that don't want to settle down. If you do want, I would like to settle down, maybe something. So I need to, there's some kind of skills, this game around this, there's some kind of competence required. And no, it's not dictionary nonsense. What do you bring to the table is stuff that always been there. But the way we find this information is not what's going on today. Everybody wants to spare. It's like everybody's ready to bring a notebook to a date. That's a problem. Okay? Just think about a person that you're on a date with and they're on their phone all the while, right? And they're like, no, I'm just trying to make sure. Just think about how lame this is, right? Thank God it's not there yet, but it will get there, right? And they pull out their phone and say, yeah, we got to go to about 20 questions, right? How many people were here a few days ago and I was with Sean here, and I told Sean, I had like a lot of questions for Sean. I went through 2 of the questions that I had with her because the conversation is much more important than the stupid questions. I get more information, it's better entertaining, okay? And not only that, I create a connection than going through stupid questions. It's not the question on the title. It's your obsession with things that's clearly not working. Okay? No, I'm not pulling out stats data. That's literally what I'm trying to get you to disengage from. Get to know a person. Get to know them. Ask them open-ended questions so they can feel free and feel safe to have a conversation with you. Majority of what you're doing is shutting each other down because everything is coming from a place of fear. And let me be honest with you, it's kind of confusing for me too, because in the same breath, I'm coming here every other day to talk, right? So I'm like, at some point, like, I hope I'm not overwhelming too many people, because the idea is I want them to kind of like relax and learn how to live in the present. Does a woman need to bring something to the table? Yes. Not only that, you won't take her on a date if she's not already bringing something to the table. If you don't know how to appreciate what you like in her already for taking out on a date, you're not going to get more. That's how it works. That's the principle of life. If you don't know how to appreciate every moment to moment, learn how to live in the present, you're not gonna get more out of life. This is not scientific. It's just the way it works. I mean, I guess you call it whatever you want to call it, but it's literally the way it works. If you don't learn how to appreciate this moment, just moment by moment, right? Let me tell you something. If for some reason the power ceases right now and all the screens shuts down in this studio right now, I'm gonna be all right. If God wants me to go take some time, go take a nap or something, we'll figure it out in the morning. Literally in life, learning how to let go and enjoying the moment is a hard skill for most people. Everybody wants to know what's about to happen in the next 3 months. They want to know everything up front. Why? Because, man, you know, you got to make sure you choose right. Like, yeah, but then you're still choosing wrong. You're not creating the results that you're looking for. So maybe it's time to adjust the strategy. That is how someone I know say he cannot date a girl without a car. Her car later broke down, but it was already inside the relationship. Oh, Jesus Christ. It happens in every home, no big deal. Yeah, like this dysfunction in every home. It's not about creating perfect life for yourself. It's about learning how to react to crisis. I will keep reminding you. It's about, listen, there's going to be a crisis inevitably. It's about learning how to react to crisis. Do me a favor, hit that like button, I beg. Ping everybody else to the room. Ping everybody else to the room by simply hitting the like button. Okay, I know today is Tuesday. It's a little downtime thing, you know. I didn't mean to preach, but this, what do you bring to the table? It's an ongoing topic. We're going to keep talking about it for as long as they want to talk about it. I will keep calling it lame. Even if you don't say it out, I know you don't plan to say it out. Yes, even that, I know you're still obsessed with what she brings to the table, which tells me that you are not sure of yourself. Because if she's not already bringing something to the table, if you don't already feel that way, feelings, if you don't already feel that way, where's some self-respect? Why are you going out on a date with that person if you don't already feel that way? And if you don't know how to appreciate that, you're not going to get more. That's just how life works. You're going to come off as lame. You're going to come off as weak. You know, you're going to get ghosted again, all over again. Okay? We put it into percentage. Voila! Men, 60%, women, 40%. What do you think? Share according to how much we're earning. Yeah, it's a struggle. Oh, it's a struggle. Those are things they're supposed to worry less about, because all those things will play a factor in class. Okay, speaking of class, there is a video here that I want us to cover. Okay, we do have a couple more stories to go. Speaking of class, right? Class is nobody's mate. Race is nobody's mate. Dimensions, different type of dimensions. You date somebody out of your culture, that's nobody's mate. I don't discourage it. I just want you to be aware that this yeah, it's gonna be. But yeah, I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about this Ayala Vazant and Ebony K. Williams. Would you date a bus driver? But before I go into that really quickly, Rebecca says, but sincerely, MOP, women spend more nowadays. Yes, that's the reality in a lot of marriages. Because majority of people are not Dangote, right? Even though they all want to claim like, oh, he's bringing everything to his providing, his protect, like, shot. You're going to call 911. She's paying almost half of the bill, if not more. What are we talking about? Majority of the time. Okay? Majority of the time. What are we talking about? I still think men needs to provide and protect emotionally. That's where your energy needs to go. Stop thinking money, gentlemen. Stop thinking, because you're going to call 911 too anyway. Okay? That's not what she needs you for. If she doesn't feel safe and secure around you, you're better off staying single, because she can't respect you. If she can't respect you, she can't be in love with you. It's just all bad. Okay? Oh, it's a struggle. But yeah, let's get back to this Iyanla Vanzant. I'm going to play a little bit of it. Hopefully they won't flag us. No, I think I don't need to play it. Good. I want to make sure that we keep our videos safe. So what we're talking about is this young lady that you're looking at on the screen right about now. Young lady, she's 39 years old. Her name is Ebony K. Williams. Ebony K. Williams. Blow this up a little bit. There you go. Straightening her car. So she had a question. She brought Iyanla Vanzant, the lady on the right. She brought her to the show, and she had a question for her, and this had to do with the masculine, the feminine energy, why women are more masculine than ever before. Yeah, so that was a conversation. But this conversation is around romantic relationships, emotions, okay? That's as far as where we're going to go, okay? Because I am no scientist around this stuff, but I understand how human emotions work, and that's all I'm going to stick with, okay? Now, if you have more you can want to share with us, feel free to always share with me. I'm always open to learn too. But I'm just going to read this article so we can catch up to speed with what they're talking about. So, shout out to Zora.medium.com. Iyanla Vanzant and Ebony K. Williams are two women in the entertainment world who I admire. Vanzant is an inspirational speaker, author, lawyer, life coach, TV personality. Well, many of you probably already watch Iyanla Fix My Life, right? I remember seeing a book, blah, blah, blah. But let me go straight to the quote. Anyway, so this is the quote of the question that Ebony K. Williams, who is a lawyer, but she's a TV host, you know. This lady probably makes nothing less than $300,000 a year, $250,000 to $400,000 safely. You know, she's on TV, she's known, she's famous. You know, so Ebony K. Williams, this lady on the left, is asking Miss Iyanla, who is an elderly woman. She's about 70 or 71 years old. The young lady is 39. She said, how women need to position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity. So the divinity is a new thing. It's a trendy thing that women are trying to engage with, which I applaud it. I applaud it. In fact, there's one channel I'll recommend for you ladies later on. If you remind me in the WhatsApp group, I will send it to you, that I think it's a good channel to watch to balance things out, because at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm speaking from a man's perspective. And my goal here is that you still stay within the perspective of, I want you to be a woman. I don't want to be a man. Okay. This is one thing I disagree with the title of Steve Harvey's book from back then. Think like a man, act like a woman. Like Jesus. No, we need them to be women. Okay. But I'm probably, again, taking him out of context. You need to read the book to understand what he's talking about, as opposed to, you know, let's just call him a simp because it's like, shut your ass up. Read the book first, you know, so we can have our crowns right. Okay, so she's saying, so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right. Now, a person that's speaking like this, they're speaking of a certain type of belief system. It's not yours to go there and say, crown, what is a crown? That's weird. We're all the same. Like, if you don't believe in what they believe in, why are you putting your mouth inside? This is weird behavior. Okay, so it's a certain language when they talk about the divinity thing, the feminine, the feminine thingy, right? They believe in certain principles, and what they're trying to achieve a certain level of essence. Okay, so if you don't know what that is, it's better to stay out of it. It's none of your business, right? So that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the divinity, feminine energy, divine feminine, right? I think that's a beautiful thing for a woman to want to learn, right? And she goes, how we can create and not build when some of us feel the men that are available to us, they're not positioned to protect nor provide. Now, when a woman says protect, provide, what do we do as men? We say, Well, you need me to bring all the money to the table. First of all, you're not bringing the money to the table. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. I know you expect her to help you shape it into words so you can understand and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is that you're not going to pay no more than 60% of the bills. Probably not. If you're an average person.
Stop the cap.
You won't. But let me continue. How we can create and not build when some of us feel the men that are available to us, they are not positioned to protect nor provide. Okay, so not protect nor provide. A woman will not say that if she feels like you're protecting and providing at an emotional level. If she feels safe and secure around you, that's the least of our worries. She's making money, so that's not a big deal. But I'm guessing that a lot of people in this generation are not willing to wait that long or be patient because I gotta be stoic and act like a man, right? That's not a man. That's not men, by the way. That's not the definition of a man. You need to be able to protect and guard the emotional security and safety of the context. Okay? Once upon a time, 50 years ago, all you have to do is feed everybody and everybody feels safe, put a guard around. But today, clearly, it's a different world, soft life, right? But you're still needed to bring that protection and provision. You're still needed for that. It's just only at an emotional level. She needs to feel safe and secure around you, right? Why? What's in it for you? Well, she's not going to be able to answer you, but let me answer you. Again, women are incubators. Whatever you bring to them, okay? We're not talking about broken necks. Shout out to Ronnie. I'm talking about a normal woman, okay? I'm not talking about Amber Rose, okay? I don't know Amber Rose, but I know enough for what I see. But I'm talking about a normal person, right? What you bring to her, if she feels safe and secure, she can't wait to give you everything, to hand over everything. Okay? Now, if she's been through some trauma in the past, it might be a little bit more difficult, but that's to be expected. This is life. Welcome to the real world. Okay? Now, they're not positioned to protect and provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. She's talking purely money and being able to go and kill a lion to eat tomorrow. We don't live in that world anymore, right? But everybody's still talking like we live in that world for some weird reason, okay? They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership. So here's what Miss Van Zandt said. I respect Miss Van Zandt a lot, Iyanla, okay? She said, would you date a bus driver? And then Miss Williams, Ebony K. Williams, responded, if he owns the bus, if he owns it, if he owns the bus, Iyanla. And Iyanla answered, she says, let me see here. Let me just see something real quick. I want to make sure that you guys are connected with me here. There you go. Perfect. She said, would you date a bus driver? Let me see here. Yeah, she said, would you date a bus driver? And she said, no, if he owns the bus, if he owns it, if he owns the bus, right? Now, a bus driver, granted, they can make good money depending on what city we're talking about. They can make good money, okay? But we're talking about a lady who probably makes $300,000 a year. Class exists. The delusion is, at this point, it's becoming a delusion of grandeur. It's narcissistic behavior. And I'm not diagnosing. That's one of the features of, I don't know, 4 or 9 to be called a disorder. It's just weird, okay? That's just where we are right now. You're expecting a person making $300,000. A typical person, it can happen. Doesn't mean it can't happen. But typically, that's not going to happen. Okay? Class is a real thing. And it's better that you marry somebody or get with somebody within whatever class we're talking about. It's just a lot easier, okay? Now, if you are attracted to people across the pond, across the race, that's fine. You should just be aware that that's going to come with some type of struggle, additional layer of struggles, okay? Because you're already dealing with another human being. So now think about the way they were raised, what they've always known, things you might be sensitive to, right? That they're not sensitive to. They just don't know your word like that. They're just attracted to the fantasy of being with you. They're attracted, just attraction, pure attraction, right? So if you cut across all the way from the 40 grand per year and you go date somebody $300,000 above your income, especially the woman in our social construct, you know, equality will tell you that shouldn't be an issue, right? But you're right. You're right. Emotions not your mate. Right? No, see, that's wrong. Inyala answers. That's wrong. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because the standards and criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in the society. The standards and criteria are off. Right? But yet it's a real thing. She's 39, not married. That's a real thing. That's a real reason, right? You can turn around and blame them for their standard being off, right? But the reality is that that happened for a reason. And it's always been that way. It's nothing new. It's just a little bit more pronounced. Why? Because women have options. Now, I don't know if these options will hurt them a couple of decades from now, but that's just the reality of what it is, right? But let me continue. She said, I would date a bus driver. She's 71 years old. Admittedly, in that same video, she said she was that. She said she admitted, sorry about that. She admitted that she was like that. She's an alpha female as well. And she was coconut head too. She admitted. Now she's 71 and she's telling a 39 years old who is still going through the journey. Is she wrong? No, she's not wrong. I think we need her to keep saying it, right? I think we need her to keep saying it, but I think it's unrealistic to expect anybody around the age range of 39, 35, 34 to suddenly submit to, let me settle for any idea of less. I think it's unrealistic. I think it's going to be casualties. It is what it is, okay? If you want to call it casualties, some of them say, well, no, I'm happy with being by myself. What are you going to say? If somebody says, I'm happy being by myself, who are you to argue with the person? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. She said, I would date a bus driver. You're 71. And then she had it. She will bring prenup and stuff like that. And she'll make sure, because she's rich. She's a rich woman, right? She will bring prenup, make sure everything is good, and she can date. Of course, she can date it. You won't date a guy from a village in Hausa land. We've seen them on TV, right? Just to have some companion, because at 71, it's not that deep. But it makes sense to me. But that's why you're 71 and the other person is 39. So they still have some hope somewhere that some rich guy, 55, will fall in love with them. Well, they do. That's the reality. I just want us to acknowledge the reality first before we prescribe anything else. Okay? If you loved driving the bus, if you was a man of integrity, remember that good man conversation. Being a good man, is it enough? It's supposed to be enough. Fantasy. It should be enough. Fantasy. Is it enough? No. Reality is just not enough. That's the bare minimum. Being a good person. That's bare minimum. Okay? Now, I'm not giving you ladies license to just talk down anybody. That's not what I'm doing. Okay? That's not what I'm doing. But that's the reality of how a lot of people are thinking. If we're going to adjust, we need to first of all acknowledge it. And I believe that class is a real thing. It's always been real. It's just more pronounced right now. Okay? People think they can become an entrepreneur. They think they're already making $1 million before they made $1 million because they subscribed to a course yesterday. Is it delusional? Delusional? Yes. Right? But I'm not going to go there and slow down and, rain on their parade. Right? That's not helpful. Now, if they ask and they realize that, hey, something is off, like this young lady was doing, she was asking a question, which is a beautiful place. There's a lot of them that wouldn't even ask questions because they get triggered when married people are talking. And she's asking questions from an elderly person, something that we rarely see these days. The best thing I can do is like, good. It's good that she's in that space of mind, that she's asking those questions. I think that's a plus. That's applaudable already. But that's not what's going on the internet today. She was being dragged because she didn't want to be with the bus driver. She said, Inyala said, I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama. If he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. Right? Let me see here. This isn't a car. What is this? I don't know what that word is. Anyway, here's another quote here. In almost half of opposite sex marriages in the US, women are now earning the same as their husbands. These are the reality. Or out earning them by an average of $53,000. So at this point, we're supposed to be like, you know what? Reality starts settling. Okay, some of these men are good. Listen, I'm here for it. If you can pass that message, if you're working, sure. Okay, but I just think we need to acknowledge the reality first. That's the reason why it ended up where it ended up in the first place. You know. Let me see here. What's going on? L Selector, good to see you. But what if he's classy and not kind? No, I didn't say anything about classy. Class. God forbid. Classy B2. I don't know her. I don't know if she's classy. I'm talking about class. Class. Like rich people, the rich and the poor, the have and the have nots. Okay? And everything in between. That's what I was talking about. It's called Children with Breasts, living in fantasy world. Don't take anything what the modern day female high percentage and living in fantasy world. Yeah, I would say they're all living in fantasy, including the men. The men are living in fantasy world, even worse, because we're the men. Okay, but yeah, everybody's living in fantasy world. I think women have always fantasized, but they have always said to the two when they get there and they're like, wait, there's value here that I didn't realize. If it feels right, they settle. Not settle for less, settle because they see a different type of value. I think women have always done that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? I think overreacting to the fact that women fantasize that she's going to meet $1 million man tomorrow because she makes $300,000. It's not that deep for me. I think men buying into that and thinking that's a real thing and then shaming them all over the place, I think that's a bigger problem, personally. Yeah. A bus driver can be family oriented and kind. Yes, that's what Inyala was saying. But it's easy to say that when you're a woman of a certain age. When you're younger and you think I think you could just wait around, and especially if you're being dragged by the same men and expect you to sleep with them, it's not gonna work. Most women would rather just buy alone with the dog than to be with somebody that's going to use their mouth to drag them. Okay, that's just the reality. If it doesn't feel right, they'll rather be alone. That's the reality. Okay. I'm not making that up. That's the reality of what's going on that we don't want to acknowledge. Okay? If a woman will say I do because she's literally fantasizing with being with you forever. But if 3 years down the line, okay, it doesn't feel right, she's gonna start Googling the options available to her. She's gonna go talk to a divorce lawyer. Okay? Now, a man will fantasize in the other direction. That, hey, we're married, we're stuck together forever, until somebody pulls the plug from under him. Then he's like all surprised, like, what happened? I thought we were a family. Why would you do this to me? Like, I know. That's why we're different. That's why I'm bringing the awareness. Hey, Brother Patrick, good to see you, sir. If you marry taxi driver, I don't care. That is. If you marry taxi driver, I don't. Oh my God, you just brought memories, sir. A woman don't really care, okay? They don't, but now they do, oh. They do, oh. Because it's not adding up. It's not adding up, oh. All right? At least they want you to meet their... They want to... Like there was that conversation that we had with Auntie B the other time. The struggle love thing, right? Women don't want struggle love. They just don't. Okay? It's not about being rich. It's about... They don't want to go from $250,000 to dating somebody who makes $30,000 so that he can come around and say, we need to live our lifestyle around my income. And then she's like, what? No, I make $250,000, and then it becomes an argument. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? And that's what's going to happen, right? MOP, not everybody wants to retreat. Some are just want to be comfort. That's true. But I'm not sure the connection, but if you can enlighten me, beg, you know. What I'm saying is that if somebody's making $50,000, let me bring it down a little bit. That's not rich. They don't want to date a guy who is making $25,000 as a manager at McDonald's. It's nothing against us. It has nothing to do with shaming his profession. It's just not a match, typically. Okay, she's not gonna drop it down because, quote unquote, most likely not. Okay, the internet is gonna tell her she has options. Okay, and then naturally, women, naturally, not a decision, not intentionally, women are apogamous. They want to date up. They want to look up. They want to be able to respect the person they are dating. This is not a decision. This is not an intentional thing. Oh yeah, but women are apogamous, so they should just tone it down a little bit. It's not intentional. It's a subconscious thing. The closest you can get to making it intentional is a social construct. That's about it. You know, good to see you, Tima. You know, so I just think what I see in this young lady, she's 39, she's asking, in my opinion, she was asking the right questions. Is she still delusional? Yeah, I could smell it a little bit there, but I think it's more delusional to expect somebody making $250,000 to date a bus driver. Random, willy-nilly. When you're asking them, they might actually fall in love with the bus driver. If it's actually happening in real life. Yes, they might. Okay, if the guy knows how to make her feel safe and secure, it's absolutely possible. Right? But if a man go listen to this video and then he goes step up to her and say, that's what's wrong with y'all ladies today, she's not gonna want you. I'm letting you know right now. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you preach, it doesn't matter how much you think it's just wrong for these ladies to not want to settle down with their $40,000 per year. It doesn't matter. That's not how it works. Okay, and it's not because of your money that she's not settling. It's because you're just off. You're weird, you're lame, you have no game. That's actually the main issue. Yeah, everything comes down to game. Exactly. Clap for yourself. You figured it out. Exactly. You know. But yes, that was that really quickly. I've got a couple more. Would you date a bus driver? If I ask you right now on this live, I can guess your answer already. You will say yes. Why? Because already your guards are up. You think I'm tricking you, think it's a trick question, okay? But if I was a bus driver and I say, and I'm acting all entitled because I'm a bus driver, I make a living, I'm a good man, and I expect that should be enough, that you should date me just because you are 39 years of age, how's that gonna work out for you, right? If I bring that energy to you, okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. The issue is the lack of game. The issue is no seduction tech. Shout out to Missy Yala. She does talk about seduction and attraction. But there's no seduction and attraction talk anymore. Everybody is acting entitled because they think they're a good person. That is a big problem in the dating world today. That's one of the major problems. The other problem that I always talk about is access to too much information. And that's tricky because who am I to tell you not to access all the information you can access, right? It's like weird. Like that's supposed to be helpful. But well, he's shooting everybody on the legs right now, okay? Because there's something they call paralysis by analysis or analysis by paralysis. Yes, precisely. It's going on in the dating world right now, okay? But I just leave the conversation right there. I think we can continue again at another time. This is not going to end today. I'll be right back, Sha. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a part 2. Remember that story we covered over the weekend, the Tonto DK? We covered that story here over the weekend. Let me see if I can find the the thumbnail. So this is going to be a part 2 to it. Gist Lover finally finished the story, and I figured we should finish it. I'll bring you up to speed on what happened a little bit so that you're not lost, just in case you haven't seen that video. It's basically the story of it's a husband snatching story, a little gossipy in nature, but it's, you know, it's more so about how vicious people can get, how crazy people can get out in the streets when it comes to women, when they get competitive, territorial behavior, you know, things like that. You know, it's rough out here in the street. Everybody try to act like they're holier than thou until they get caught up in their emotions, right? Yep, until they get caught up in their emotions, and everybody think they're holy. Anyway, everybody thinks I would never. They'll say I would never. Like, you would never. Okay, you're right. You would never. Let me find this thing really quickly. There you go. I found it. All right. So this particular story right here. Remember this? This one right here. Yeah, that thumbnail right there. Feeling honey? Why? Yeah. So I covered that story. I went through it. We dissected it. The Mimi Yina. Her name is Mimi Yina. They also call her meddling boss. Essentially, she would, her story allegedly is that she would tag on to a couple well, there was this one particular, she tagged on to this particular couple. So we're talking about the lady in red. Let me show it to you a little bit bigger. The lady in red right there. She basically tagged on to a couple. The wife, it was the one in yellow, until she basically helped them destroy the family. And then they were also engaged in something that were coined that day called the PLS, the plate leaking syndrome. So they were engaged in sexual relationship together. They are best friends. She tagged on to her best friend. She's a wife to a son, a special advocate, senior advocate of Nigeria. It's a senior lawyer in Nigeria. They are usually well off. And that was the story we went through. But I figured I should come back and do the part 2 because she finally finished the story, you know. Patricia says, yes, I would date depending on the bus driver character, humility, consistency, and action. Yes. I think most people would date the bus driver. I think it's actually a stretch when we put too much light on it, you know. Like, it's just people just being delusional. They don't know. Like, the bus driver needs to have game, okay? If he has game, he can date, and he's in the same circle, because typically you're not in the same circle if you belong in different classes, okay? But if you're in the same, yeah, they're obviously, you know. But yes, let's go back to this story. So I'm gonna open this really quickly. Shout out to Steve Harvey. So Gist Lover finally finished the story, and I'm just gonna go ahead and read it to you, okay? All right, so let's do this. All right, that's it right there. So again, I'll bring you up to speed if there's need to, but this is more so a part 2. So continuation, after the whole brouhaha of finding out about the affairs Medlin was having with her husband. So again, let me bring you up to speed. She ended up having an affair with this lady's husband, the lady who is in yellow, the yellow lady in yellow. The lady in white ended up basically taking over her husband, allegedly. Right? The husband took up abuse as his own defense mechanisms. So he got caught and then started just becoming very abusive. Always talking down on the wife at any given opportunity. Nimi is the lady in yellow, tried all she could to make Medlin leave, but instead she became an open enemy. Okay, in Yoruba we say somebody use igboju. Somebody just like, you know what, I'm taking it, what are you gonna do about it, right? Always throwing shades at Nimi and all. Nimi even called her out sometimes back that Medlin wanted to delete her son and all, but the evil-hearted Medlin, shout out to Gist Lover, this is our content. But the evil-hearted Medlin and Olori Buruku husband refuses to stop the unhealthy extramarital affairs. There's a lot of this going on in Nigeria. Okay. people will just take over and they were like, what are you going to do about it, right? There's a lot of it going on. But sometimes, you know, the arrogance, pride, until you fall flat on your face, rock bottom, sometimes you just don't know. If you get away with it one time, you will think you will keep getting away with it until you literally self-destruct. Yeah, it takes a lot for somebody to be getting away with stuff and then say, I'm just going to have a change of heart. Yeah, highly unlikely. It's possible, but unlikely. At some point, Nimi wanted divorce. The husband wanted to divorce the husband, but Oga begged and told her if she leaves, they might strip him of his son title, which is a big deal. You know, the son title is called the Senior Advocate of Nigeria. These are the most senior lawyers nationally recognized in Nigeria, and they are usually well off. They have influence. They have money. You know. Long story short, Medlin seen that her matter don't cast for Nimi's side, and it's a matter of time beforehand go meet him. She started targeting other rich guys' wife in limelight. She also started building an empire of small girls, most especially BBN Niger girls. This is all alleged, okay? Just so she can pimp them, all right? Remember, she hangs around celebrities, allegedly. I don't know this person before. I just thought it was an interesting story. Nimi is still battling with her own unsettled home. So, unsettled home caused by Nimi. Fiam. That means suddenly. Fiam. Medlin don't use scope, enter Mabel and Funke. Mabel is AY Comedy's wife. Okay. AY Comedy is arguably one of the most popular comedians in Nigeria. And then Funke is the biggest actress. Yes, I think so, in Nigeria. I'll say the richest, at least the richest. She has a lot more control than most of these other people. So basically, she tagged herself onto those people's family. We know that Funke's family has broken since then. In her mind, is JJC sponsoring Funke. JJC was Funke's husband until last year, I think. The houses and all, Madame became close with them. Madame became close with them that she sometimes visit their place unannounced, all in the name of stylist. Long story short, make we for no long the story. She began kurukere with that JJC. Funke saw the traces and cut her off stylishly. That's how you saw news flying back then. That okay, so she was styling Funke too, I guess. Well, apparently a lot of people said they're very popular. That this girl was popular in Nigeria because my wife was asking our friend, it's like, yeah, I'd follow these people. These are like stylists, you know, all this kind of stuff. But you know, but she's been silent. She's not debunking any of the story. Funke saw the traces, call out stylishly. That's how you saw news flying back and forth that clothes caused their matter. They intentionally kept it on the low to avoid JJC being dragged. Now on AY case, okay, that one no even reason her. So AY did not give her any attention. You hear him now. AY did not give her any attention. As she come close reach, that one no look aside. Now so she begin pimp all this BBN. That's Big Brother Nigeria, Big Brother Niger girls. It's a reality. It's probably the most popular reality TV show in Nigeria now. She was pimping these girls to AY. All right, allegedly. Okay, one of the girls even got pregnant for AY and deleted the baby, the pregnancy. After the whole messy saga, Mabel too has to cut her off because it's too late. It's a lot of allegations there. Make our own matter no go be like Nimi own. Wait till come make we do this whole call out. What made us do this whole call out is that sometimes last week, Nimi, that's the lady in yellow, the actual wife of the Senior Advocate of Nigeria lawyer, and the husband fought again on this matter of meddling issue. This made Nimi landed in the hospital, And that's how Nimi family came crying into Gist Lover's DMs. That's the end of the story. So I wanted to cover it to make sure because I know we didn't complete that day. The story was not fully out. All right. And that's why I wanted to cover it. But let me come to the chat really quickly. Let's see. Shout out to you all. You guys are doing late night with me. Late night taping. I love it. So, just sound like Madea movie. Exactly. I told you black people are the same all around the world. I keep telling you. They don't believe me. Oh, Lord. I heard she did the same thing to Funke Akindele and JJC. Immediately, Funke smelled the rubbish, she was sent away. Yep. Allegedly. Bus driver in Africa, bus driver abroad are two different things. Keep pearls. Exactly. But let's not shame Nigerian bus drivers. Voila. Side kukuruku. Oh, God. Yeah, that story, I'm just saying, be careful, ladies. When you guys befriend random people, just be careful. That's all. I think all of this comes down to, again, the spirit of discernment all around. People are just, I don't know, people are struggling. Back in the days, we used to be able to pick up that somebody has bad energy, right? And you just protect what you have. But these days, people are just in the spirit of chasing after some clouds, because I think there was also speculation that the wife, she was also tagged onto her because she was using it to catch crews as in clout. All right, she's a celebrity stylist, so she was also quote unquote being friends with the celebrity stylist. You know, just be careful because you might not see it right now. A whole family breaking down with 6 kids. It's not fun, you know. And oftentimes the devil is not going to come fly down from the sky in a dark clothes and say, I'm the devil, I'm over here. No, it's going to show up in the form of humans, oftentimes in the form of yourself. In the form of yourself, your blind spots, your bad behaviors, your coconut head. Okay, that's what the devil uses. Okay. So I said the next will be Obi Kubana. Obi Kubana, everybody's fantasizing about Obi Kubana's marriage now, so hopefully not, right? Hopefully not. Let me see. I think there's one more we can cover here. There's this crazy story. Another family broken apart. Another family broken apart. Very sadly. In the worst way ever. You know, the theme of today is really let's look at things from best case scenario. As we have a tendency to look at things from the worst case scenario. Everything we look at, everything we are accessing online, we look at it from worst case scenario. That's fine, but the point is that naturally you're going to do that. You should put some effort. Okay, put some effort in looking at things from a best case scenario. The person you're trying to tackle, you're trying to argue with, try to understand where they're coming from before you have anything else to add on to it, you know. But let's try to look at things from the best case scenario. That's the theme of today. So if somebody says, what do you bring to the table? Like, yeah, what would be the best case scenario, right? Hopefully I like this person. Why am I going on a date with a person I don't even like? I don't feel like they're already bringing something solid. Something as simple as, I like them. I want to get to know them more, right? What's wrong with that, you know? But yes, I want to do this. Let's cover one more little thing before we leave today, and I'll be right back. All right, shout out to Instablog Nigeria. I want to cover this story. I think I've covered it before, but it's just sad how the story is continuing to show up out there. Let me see what you all are talking about first, though. Let's see. Patricia said, what does it mean for a guy that you started dating ghost you for a day? So every time you want to ask a question, you can put a Q next to it. I will gladly answer your question anytime. But you know what? I'm gonna come back to it. Okay, I got your question. I got you. I promise. Okay. And this chicken knows how to penetrate. They're so clever. Voila. What of that Kenya? What of that Kenya? Shout out to you, Lady Navua. What of that Kenya girl that alleged she has obese child? Hey, I don't know that story. I'll leave that one until we find some lessons there for relationships. All right. We're gonna come there. I want to come to that. Let me first of all read this story real quickly. My wife was engaging in extramarital affairs. So this guy's story basically was accused. It's a doctor. I think he was a doctor of what? Fertility. He was helping people with fertility and stuff like that. It's like people, celebrity friends and all that kind of stuff. And some, like what, 6 months ago, almost a year now, there's a lot of accusations that came at him. There was even a video floating of him messing with his patients in bed. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if that was him or allegedly, okay? But there's a video of allegedly him messing with a young teenage girl in her sick bed. That's sickening, obviously, right? The wife accused him of messing with her little niece that was living with them. So that's another family broken. His name is Dr. Olaleye. His name has been dragged through the mud. Then there's another celebrity that came. What's her name? Kate Henshaw. Shout out to Kate Henshaw. She also came and said, I knew this guy and this guy. And Kate Henshaw's like, she's not going to tolerate anybody that's abusive to children. So Kate Henshaw also dragged him. But there's this report that came out a few days ago on Instablog Niger. And I want to read it. It says, so now he's saying it's his wife that's trying to drag him, right? Yes, let me see here. Rebecca says, I know him. Do you know him personally? Is that what you're saying? He was accused of sleeping with his wife's niece. Exactly. So let me read this. So now he's saying that it's his wife trying to frame him, right? He says, my wife was engaging in extramarital affairs. She's framing me up to take over my house. All right, so people will kind of like believe this if it wasn't that this allegations. It's already been arrested multiple times, I think, for this particular allegation. So he says, my wife was engaging in extramarital affairs. She's framing me up to take over my house. The medical director of Optimal Cancer, okay, it was a cancer treatment center, sorry, Cancer Care Foundation, Dr. Olufemi Olaleye, who is charged with defiling his wife's 16-year-old niece, has denied the allegation and also accused his wife of framing him up to take over his house. Dr. Olaleye, who is facing a 2-count charge of defilement and sexual penetration against a minor, denied the allegations while testifying in his own defense before the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Offense Court in Ikeja. The prosecution claimed that the offenses, which occurred between February 2020 and November 2021 in his Maryland, Lagos home, violated Section 137 and 261 of the Criminal Laws of Lagos State 2015. The defendant had, however, pleaded not guilty at his arraignment, while being led in evidence by his lawyer, Babatunde Ogala, SAN. Olaleye told the trial judge, Justice Raman Oshodi, that the testimonies of the survivor and that of his wife were incorrect. The defendant's wife, Aderemi Olaleye, in her testimony before the court had stated, my lord, on 27th November 2021, my niece told my auntie that since March 2020, Femi has been sexually abusing her and even introduced her to pornography. From there, he graduated to oral sex with her, and he does this in different places in the home where there are no cameras. But Dr. Olaleye countered this evidence, stating that the allegations surfaced after the couple had a serious misunderstanding The defense witness told the judge that the marriage between the couple was a rocky relationship because of his wife's deception and an extramarital affair. The defendant, who referred to his wife as Mrs. Antonia Ijoma Yetunde Fagbemi, further said, during the course of the marriage, Remy continued to have extramarital affairs. She also took a loan to buy a car. Wait. Referred to his wife, okay. On this slide, continue on the next slide. Where's there another slide? Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. The defendant told the court that he shared the same bedroom with his wife on the second floor of their two-story building and had 16 closed-circuit television CCTV cameras installed in the house. He said, for security purposes, I installed 4 internal and 4 external CCTV cameras, but shortly after the girls started living with us, my wife compelled me to install additional 8 cameras. The CCTV cameras cover all angles, every room with the exception of toilets. There are 2 CCTV cameras in my bedroom alone, he said. The defendant told the court that he left the house on November 27, 2021 because he had a fight with his wife due to her insistence that her name should be on the documents of the house. I had just finished paying all encumbrances and she saw that her name was not included. I told her it is my property, but it is for her and my children. This led to a fight. I got upset and told her I was no longer interested in the marriage. I came to the house on November 28th, the following day, and my children drew my attention to the fact that there had been a serious beating of the girl by their mother. That's the niece, right? And that I should go check the CCTV. So wait, the children? The children told him. This was where I saw a brutal assault lasting for about 10 minutes with iron, hammer, and footwear on this defenseless young lady that lived in my house. My attempt to find out what was wrong was met with more insult between me and my wife. I protected the young lady and drove out of my house with her. He added that by this time his wife was already insinuating things about him. He added that in the evening he received an invitation to report to the police station. I was informed of a sexual allegation by Remy, the complainant. I was detained for 6 days. My lord, in the course of the 6 days, I didn't have access to my phone. I was released after signing an undertaking and released on bail. I tried to contact my wife and she made it clear that I'm not allowed and welcome in the house. I said if you're no longer interested in the marriage, get a divorce. I tried to reconcile with her and sort out the misunderstanding. 4 months later, I was invited by the gender department of the police. Jesus. The allegations were repeated to me and I denied them. Then I was detained again. This time around, I had a lawyer. I was detained for 8 days before I was released on bail. Remy reached out to my cousin that she wanted mediators to come to our home. The outcome of the meeting was that she proposed conditions to be met before I could be released. They asked her for the list and our lawyer drafted up a memorandum of understanding MOU, which was brought to me at the gender section of the police station. Wait, was Adetone involved in this story somehow, some way? This seemed like she was defending this guy at one point, right? Anybody covered this? Anybody following this story from before? If you do, please let me know in the chat. An MOU which was brought to me at the gender section of the police station. I was told that I have to sign this MOU in addition to a trust form to transfer the ownership of my house to the children. Jesus Christ. Now that's rough. That's a little rough, if that's true. Initially, she wanted to transfer the house to her name, but I refused. Olaleye said. Justice Oshodi has adjourned the matter to May 22 for the continuation of the trial. And this was Kate Enshaw.
Dr. Femi Olaleye of Optimal Cancer Care Foundation. To the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence
Princess, right?
Team.
Exactly. Hey Jojo, good to see you.
NGOs who are out there. I feel that in a society,
I saw a video personally. He didn't do anything, but it was caressing a young person
from
inappropriately.
sexual.
And I'm not sure if that's him.
It is a society
this is
doomed
a
to
video of
fail.
a person claiming to be
Our
him.
children are the future. They need to be supported, made to realize their potential, groomed for good, not groomed to be toys for adults who should know better. I've known Dr. Femi for a number of years, a long time. And if you know anything about me, good morning, you know anything about me, you know that women's health, women's wellness.
So she's basically saying, this was the old video from before when the complaint first came out, right? So it's weird. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Really quickly. I know him, he was accused. Okay, it's a lie. It's a big lie. That's bull crap. I don't believe his ass. His wife is in the UK. He did the same thing with her too. His first wife is in the UK. Okay, I think I've seen something like that too. It started during COVID, allegedly, right? He has so many connections in Nigerian top people. I will never be surprised if he wins this case. Yeah, but I think I saw something somewhere, people saying that he was also accused or he lost his license in the UK. I think I saw something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna reserve a lot of my opinion with this until everything comes out properly. Hiding very serious pepper. I mean, if you're going to win the case, you better, right? Video evidence. Yeah. So Princess, yes, Princess was involved. Princess tried to bring Adetone, and then that became that eventually became a disagreement between Princess and Adetone, because Adetone was accused of taking sides with the guy. Is that the same story? I think so. I'm not sure. But nowadays people can do deep fakes apparently and produce video evidence. Not that I am supporting him. Well, the video I saw, if that's him, yeah, it was being inappropriate with the young on his hospital bed. Allegedly, I need to say, because I don't know if that's the person in the video, but the people that posted it claimed that was him. I'm right about the license. He lost license in the UK, right? So if somebody lost license in the UK, yeah, for them to get a license for cancer treatments and stuff like that in Nigeria, that's already crazy by itself, So I don't know. I'm going to reserve my opinion until later. I want to see how I'll cover it as it comes out. I want to see how the story, but it's another family destroyed because of these weird things going on in our society today. You just got to pay attention. If you need help, seek help. Seek help. Now he's accusing his wife of extramarital affairs and trying to steal the home. If he didn't have his own allegations, I would want to pay more attention to those accusations, but you already have your allegations. So, and we need to go through one at a time. You heard he records his patient. Yes, it was one of the recordings allegedly that I saw on Twitter somewhere. And it was caressing the little girl's leg. Whoever that was in the video was caressing the little girl's leg, and you could see that it's a hospital bed setting of some sort. And no, it didn't look like an Hollywood movie either. So, yeah. Is it a doctor with his patients? If yes, is bad. Yeah, that was with his patients. But the one that is being accused of, the one in court, is with his niece by marriage. Yeah. I heard he records his patient and watch later. Yeah, that's sickening behavior. But yeah, I want to go back to the question that Patricia asked really quickly before we end today, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Who even wants to live in a house with yeah, that I was gonna say that. That's kind of weird. I don't want cameras all over my house like that. That's crazy, man. Oh, so Patricia, shout out to Patricia. Patricia said, what does it mean for a guy that you started dating ghosts you for a day? No text, no call, but watches your status on WhatsApp. It means there are deeper issues going on. That's kind of weird. If you just started dating him and he's acting that way, we don't know what that means, because like you said, it's fresh, right? So there's not enough behavior there to really be able to read, because what I use is I use patterns, right? It's got to be some kind of patterns. Yeah, let me see what you said earlier. It's got to be some kind of pattern. I want to see some kind of patterns first before I can make a judgment. What I can tell you is that you shouldn't entertain that. You should demonstrate some self-respect. If a person is just going to be ghosting randomly and come back a day later, they need to wait too. And it's not you playing games, it's you having self-respect and knowing your values, okay? More to even it out. We appreciate it. What did you say earlier? I was looking for what you said earlier. Let's see. What did you say? Okay, there you go. Good. I say either vetting you or creepy, LOL, or playing games, or even testing you. Say one day, he's stalking. So yeah, he's managed to try to basically start off a fire in you, anxiety. So you need to pass that anxiety back onto him. That's only if you even like him at all. Okay, if you don't like it at all, that's your cue. Disconnect instantly. Disconnect. It's not worth it. If you don't like, if you are like considering him already, but I'm guessing you kind of like him too. If you like him, then he's playing games. He's playing games. He's not sure of himself. Maybe not deliberately playing games, but he's not sure of himself, which is not good long term too. He needs to be able to show up as a man. Okay, and that means being sure of himself, making his intentions known, and not playing games. Precisely, right? So he's actively started a fire in you, which is anxiety, and the way you're going to pass that anxiety back to him is to regain your self-control and say, hey, you can't play games with value, self-value. Re-engage your self-value and say somebody should not play that kind of game with you. So I would at least disconnect for a while too. Let him figure it out, right? I won't reach out. Some people might say, hey, you shouldn't play games with him too. But again, I'm talking about only if you like him, right? If you like him, exercise some self-control, some self-respect, let him pursue a little bit more. That's what a man's supposed to do anyway in our social construct. Let him do a little bit of pursue, a little bit more. If he's watching your status, I would ask, how do you know? That's the anxiety. You're also watching where he's watching your status. I don't know who is watching my status on WhatsApp. I just don't look. If I ever look, maybe I'm promoting something. Maybe I'm trying to sell something, right? So that's for obvious reasons. I need to see how many views it gets, right? But to see that a particular person is watching my status, that's too much. Nothing healthy is going to come out of that, okay? You need to kind of disconnect from that, disengage from that, let him do a little bit more pursuit, right? Let him, because we're talking about attraction now, right? Let's talk about attraction a little bit. Okay? Let's talk about attraction a little bit. So attraction is something you can influence. You can't control it. The difference between control and influence is value and time, right? With influence, there's value involved and there's time involved, right? That means you're willing to be patient through a process. With control, you want to be able to snap a finger and change people's behavior like that. It doesn't work. If it works, it's temporary. It's not good for you, right? So attraction is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for someone to be attracted to you. And right now, what's happening is that you are attracted to him. When you're wondering, okay, When you're wondering, that's literally attraction in action. Okay. When you're wondering, like, what does that mean? When it goes through for one day, that's attraction. So that's why I assumed earlier, like, yeah, you kind of like this guy, obviously, because if you didn't like him, we wouldn't be talking about this at all, right? So you like him, okay, but there's nothing wrong with liking a person, but they should also realize that they will like you even better when you're not readily available to be played with. You see what I'm saying? So you're looking for that kind of synergy. You're looking for more of a compliment. You're looking for more of a sexual polarity as opposed to just somebody manipulating you to like them, and eventually you won't like them because they will continue that behavior. Now, in our social construct, a man pursuing a lady, there's nothing wrong with that until you say, you know what, he's proven himself. I want to give him my time. And because he's taken his time, he's earned it, he's going to value it more, right? But if he hasn't earned it, then it becomes a, let me leave that girl alone for a day, you know. And then you now, attraction is playing mind games on you. You're now looking. See, he was looking, but he ghosted you for a day, didn't pick up. It's just messy, okay? What I would say is completely disconnect. As part of your practice of self-control, you're going to need it anyway. Disconnect from that completely, right? Don't worry. Find something else that you like to do, okay? Because I know it's going to be tough because you like this person. Find something else you like to do and do it for a while. But the key thing you need to understand here that's more sustainable is your own self-value, right? Why would you want to entertain somebody that's playing games with you like that, right? Especially considering that he's the man. No. He needs to pursue a little bit more. And if he's not willing to pursue, guess what? You shouldn't be with him anyway, right? So I would just say, yeah, if you like him, just allow him to pursue a little bit more. Just take it as it's too early. I won't judge it too much right now, but he needs to pursue a little bit more. He needs to earn you. Okay, because when we earn our lady, we appreciate it more. It's just what it is. Okay, by the way, you also earn us. It just plays out a little bit differently. Okay, we pursue, you say yes, you get infatuation, you feel butterflies in your stomach, you like us, but you're also earning us because you have to move a certain way as a lady for me to value you like that, right? But that has nothing to do with just that whole social media WhatsApp game. I will completely disconnect from that and don't put too much attention. Let me see what you ladies and gentlemen are talking about in the chat. You're going in. Let me see. Let me see if I have some smoke here. Do I have some smoke? Patricia, did that help? I hope that helps. Let's see here. Creepy, yep. Blocking Patricia. Yeah, when you like somebody, it's easier said than done. But if you can, please, by all means, you don't need to be tolerating that. You need men that want to be men, right? But I wouldn't assume too soon too, because again, people can just be busy. They could be busy, but not picking up, blocking, like, because when he said ghost you for a day, exactly what is that? Like, it's not picking up your phone calls? Yeah. Ghost him too. No shakara. Great job, Patricia. If he like you, he will show it. He needs to precisely do that. Yep. Thank you for the advice. Okay, I'm glad that helps. They won't ghost you if they want or like you, right, sir? She's smart though. She let him go and be free because I wouldn't trust him. Yeah, I would just let him pursue more. I wouldn't do too much judgment. I wouldn't conclude too much, but let him pursue a little bit more. Okay. Yeah. The only way you're able to find out that he ghosted you because you were checking too, right? Maybe you've been calling. I will slow down completely down to 0 on that. Let go of the need to his job as a man. Maintain your boundary and keep it moving. Don't push too much. I saw his name. You saw his name on the list of people viewing, right? Yeah. You like him, I know, Patricia, but that's fine. Let him pursue a little bit more. You can see who all watch your status. Go and do something fun and post on your status. I will post more for him to watch. Okay? I'll post more stuff for him to watch and others to watch. I wouldn't be too particular about him. I will, disconnect from that. We love you too. You're beautiful and strong. Yeah, papa. Patricia, you're beautiful. Don't let no one play on your emotions. Yeah. Again, I wouldn't be you guys are quick. I wouldn't be quick to conclude anything, but he needs to pursue more. Allow him to pursue more if you really like him like that. Okay, just let him pursue more. So you didn't do anything wrong by watching the status, but I just want you to understand what's going on. You like him. It's the attraction playing out. So if he was actually playing games with you, it's actually working. Okay, but now you can pass that anxiety back to him by not calling, by not finding out that he ghosted you. Let him figure out, let him start to wonder. Like the mind that's wondering is the one that's going through the attraction, right? Let him wonder why you haven't reached out. Let him do a little bit of wondering too, okay? All right. Jesus Christ, people are going in. I would judge it now and be alert. At my age, we don't entertain that though. I hear you. I hear you. But in general, you want to practice not judging in general. Just not this issue only. Particularly assumptions. We avoid assumptions, but we also maintain our self-esteem and self-worth. Don't assume, but maintain your self-worth. Because oftentimes when you prejudge too fast, it's actually an indication of low self-esteem too. So it's about playing, just understanding the balance between, right? When you overreact to things, it's also an indication of your own status of mind. Okay. So I wouldn't assume, but I would definitely allow a man to pursue or allow them to earn you. It could be a man, you could be a gentleman, and a girl is playing games with you. Listen, give some space, man. Space is a beautiful thing. Give some space, pursue somebody else. Jesus Christ. let them wonder if you're interested too, right? Instead of you like, did she see this? Like, okay. Naturally, if you like somebody enough, you will do that. But that's why self-control comes in, okay? My girlfriends call me blocker. I block foolishness, no time to waste. Yeah, that's not a healthy thing all the way. You gotta be careful. I want to know what that looks like. We're talking about somebody you like. I need you guys to be liking people, okay? Like, I like me, like, romantic. All that blocky. No, right? Unless they are being toxic or something like that. Okay, allow attraction to blossom, allow attraction to grow. Okay, sometimes you just need to back up off each other. That's all it takes sometimes. Okay. Yeah. You should be a dating coach. Did you see her comment reply back? She said she let him go. Yeah, I saw that. Letting go is a great skill to have. Okay, letting go is not always a permanent thing. It's an extremely healthy thing to practice. Okay, in fact, inside of marriage, you have to let go a lot. Okay, when people say marriage, is it marriage or is it dating? And it's not different. It's the same thing. Sometimes you have to cook up attraction again because you guys are complacent. You're taking each other for granted because. Because see finish, right? And you have to like back off small so that they can have some room to breathe. Allow God to work on them, right? So that's a good skill to have. I'm glad she said that. I saw that when she said that. You called him, yeah. You texted him, that's how we found out. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing to you, my sister. But after you did that, you say they play game. You let him pursue a little bit. You back off a little bit. Give enough room, space. That anxiety will kick back to him. Okay, but if you fake it, it won't work. So you need to occupy yourself with things that you value, that you like to do too. Just so you know, if a person is confused and wondering how serious someone is, that's an indicator to me to leave it be. No, okay, so yeah, that probably went way over your head too fast. When you're wondering, let's say I'm trying to get with you, right? And you're wondering what I'm up to today, and I haven't reached out to you in hours. That's attraction. That type of wondering, when you're wondering, I wonder what it's doing right now, or vice versa, right? That's literally what attraction is. Okay, so you want to allow people to wonder what you're up to. Leave some room. You don't want to be predictable. Allow them to wonder what you're up to sometimes. That's precisely what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not sure if there's any other, I wouldn't have confusion. So confusion is just bad. Okay. But wandering is not a bad thing. It just means you're yearning for their presence. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that if it's healthy, especially if it's a dance that you're trying to create earlier on in the stage, right? How much does he charge, lady? I charge a lot of money. But I'm here for free. Even the shyest man will be clear on their intentions. Yeah, a man. When you call it a man, need to be clear on his intentions. It needs to be pursuing. It doesn't mean he's needy. It doesn't mean he's all over you and being weird, right? He knows how to play the game, but be clear, clarity, right? That's what a man would do. If it's high school, he wouldn't need that. That's why a lot of people were class clowns. They were footballers in high school. Everybody liked them, but they become weird after school. Because in real life, you will need to be competent. Yep. Let's see. Should I talk on the sessions or you want to explain it, sir? No, they could just go to loveandprestige.com. Loveandprestige.com. Yeah, if you need coaching session with me, go to loveandprestige.com. Thank you, Lady Navarre. I appreciate you. Hold on, Patricia. I got you. You can on YouTube here. Yeah. Just loveandprestige.com is access everything from there. Some of these men do, especially if they know you love them so much. Yeah, if somebody is playing games with you, game on. Okay? But I wouldn't entertain game, depending on how old you are, Sha. You know, you will probably love games if you're like 19 years old or you think like a 19-year-old girl. I can't stop you until you hit rock bottom. But if you're a woman of a certain age, I'm guessing you don't like somebody playing games with you. So if he likes me a chicken out, I block. He will. Oh, if he likes you and chicken out, oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, of course. Yeah, because you need a man. He will use another account to get in touch. Voila. Yeah. Okay. I was referring to the comments. Okay, Just Jay, shout out to you. You're here this late, huh? Okay, I'm waiting for him to see my comment. He didn't say none when he read yours. When you said you should be dating, it should be a dating coach. Yeah, I'm backed up. Sorry, I'm always backed up with this comment. I just want to make sure I cover everybody. Yep. Shout out to all of you being here this late. Tell them all what they missed out on. Go and tell everybody else. Share. Tell everybody what they missed out on. Just Jolason Kemi, I know you've been here. Shout out to you. You know. Thank you, Lady Navarre. Shout out to you. If you want, this is access. Let me show you. Okay, this is access. This gives you access to everything with regards to downloading the free book. Download the free book, and then you can book a personal coaching session from there as well. We also have the WhatsApp group at lolaanola.com/WhatsApp. Okay, if that doesn't work for you, you can use this. Just WhatsApp text this number, and then you get an invitation to join the group. Okay, on your way out, hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button, share and subscribe. Share. Let everybody know what we're up to here. Tomorrow we'll be releasing tons of video during the course of the day. Make sure you're watching the videos, you're sharing, okay, telling everybody what we're up to here. Really here, I just want you to engage your power. Okay, I want you to engage your power. I don't want you to worry about how everybody is out to get you. Lames are always doing lame things. Men and women, they're all doing lame things. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I want you to understand that in spite of all of that, you have power. I want you to engage your power. Okay, and you're not going to do that if you don't understand self, if you don't understand that you're a part of a social construct, if you're trying to like, I don't care, all that stuff's not going to work in real life. You do care. If you have to be loud that you don't care, you do care.
Don't care.
Okay, so emotional intelligence. Okay? Everything else is a waste. All the 99% of the accountability nonsense talk is a waste. These are adults. They will do what they want to do. But if you understand your power, you can influence them to do more, to do what you want them to do, if they're really in your life like that. Okay? Just so you know. Okay? That's the WhatsApp number right there. WhatsApp only. Okay? So hopefully that was helpful. Rebecca says LinkedIn to a dating site. Everywhere is a dating site. Every site is a dating site today. You can meet people, engaging people anywhere today, especially LinkedIn. There's certain quality of people that have LinkedIn profiles, especially LinkedIn, right? But obviously it's not primarily for that, but at least you know that these are professionals up there, right? But that's a conversation for another day. I'm working on a course for dating, so look out for that. It'll be available for members only, members of this channel only. So maybe I might release one of like 5 different modules for everybody else to see. All right, but thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.